Hello, thank you, Alexi. Hello, everyone. Good evening. Thank you for the opportunity giving to me to share my experience in teaching writing using Corpus. I'm from Indonesia. I teach in STKIP Muhammadiyah Bogor and IPB University. Thank you for joining us today. I will share my slides first. Okay, so I'm going to talk about a discipline-specific corpus to learn collocation. But before that, I want to ask you three questions. The first one is, have you ever heard about corpus or corpora? The second one is, have you ever used corpus or corpora in learning English writing? Or in what occasion do you use corpus? So you can answer these questions in the comment. You can write down your answer in comment. Thank you very much. I would like to know it. Okay. So next, yeah. So why do I use the term a discipline-specific corpus? So the definition of discipline-specific corpus, it is a corpus that is specific to someone's discipline or field of study. It comes from many sources, so it depends on what subject you teach to your students. For example, I teach my students how to write a research article, so that's why the corpus will build up from many research articles from many reputable international journals published in reputable international journals. So they will, use this corpus to see the instances, examples, how to use some words, how to mix up some words, how to order words in a good pattern of sentence. Now let's see, because we are talking about collocation, let's see the definition of collocation. The first definition is a combination of words in a language that happens very often and more frequently than would happen by chance. The second definition is the fact of two or more words often being used together in a way that happens more frequently than would happen by chance. So actually collocation is, for example, in Indonesian, there is a phrase berbeda dengan. So usually my student translate it word by word, and the result of the translation is different with, which different means berbeda, with means dengan. As we know in English, we know that it should be different from, different and from. So it would be a mistake or error in writing their research article, and they need to revise this error or these mistakes by consulting with the corpus. Okay, so the problem is not also from the collocation. My student also have a problem in writing a research article. Writing a research article is a must, and publishing a research article is a requirement before they graduate from their university. And the technical problem is they usually make their or write their research article in Indonesian version, and then it will be translated into English word by word. And usually they will produce inappropriate collocation. So that's why they need to learn collocation. So I try to find a solution, and the solution comes from some scholars. For example, Ye Liu and Li in 2007, they proved that Tango as a useful tool for learning synonym and their collocation. And then another Another proof comes from CANU in 2008. Use concordancing software and Corpus inform online academic writing to facilitate students in writing their academic reports. That's why I try to teach my students to write research articles using Corpus. But online Corpus is so, yeah, the sources is so are huge, and it is not specific to their field of study. That's why I try to find another solution. So I try to find a solution from concordancing software. So what is concordancing software? It is a software displaying all instances of a word or phrase stated by Timis in 2015. It can also refers to a tool to find instances of words and phrases in real context. In real context, it means if you try to teach your students to write magazine, for example, you can have a corpus with a lot of online magazines in your corpus. So your students can refer to the corpus, how to write a magazine, how to deal with the collocation and word order, and etc. That's the real context. And then a concordancing software also can be described as a tool to analyze corpora, stated by Jones and Waller in 2015. It is also an open access corpus analysis software. So basically, you need to download to install this software in your computer or your laptop. And this is as a tool to, later on you have to build a corpus, and then the corpus will be loaded to your concordancing software. And the concordancing software is a tool, the material is, the corpus is your material. You can see that. Okay, next. Then I found EdTat. EdTat stands for Adelaide Text Analysis Tool. Maybe some of you have known this. So this concordancing software was developed in 2007 by Tim. One of the team, Margaret Cargill, introduced me in 2015, introduced EdTat to me. And and then from that year, I tried to learn how to use EdTat, and then I transfer my knowledge to my students. So let's talk about EdTat more. So EdTat is Adelaide Text Analysis Tool. EdTat has many strengths. So the first one, it can conduct basic word and phrase searches. It also can conduct associated word and phrase searches. And it can assist you in constructing corpora. It can provide frequency lists of words appearing both left and right of search terms. It can print and save results. And the corpora built by, with EdTat can be saved to this for later use. But there are minimum requirements to use EdTat. So EdTat will run in Windows 2000 or later, Macintosh OS 10.4 or later, but requires Java version 1.5 installed. And for the RAM, the minimum RAM required is 512 megabyte, but 1 gigabyte RAM is recommended. And also EdTat needs a discipline-specific corpus, actually a corpus, but because it is only from one field of study, I call it a discipline-specific corpus for the concordancing process. So how to construct a discipline-specific corpus? First, you have to choose the research articles if you teach your students to write research articles. But if you teach your student to write magazine or newspaper, so you have to choose the sources, the magazine or the newspaper, the one that are written by native speaker with the current English, current usage of preposition, verb tenses, or other grammatical features. And then you can only save the text without the graphs, without pictures, without tables. So only the text in TXT files, and then you can collect all the files into one folder. And later on, you will load the folder to add that. So how to prepare text for concordancing? So you have to know what kind of document you have. If it is a Microsoft Word document, you can open it and save it as text-only file. If it is a text from web pages, select all the text, copy and paste into a Word document and save it as a text-only document. If it is a PDF document, copy and paste only the text into a Word document and save it as a text-only file. I think it is not difficult because basically you only need to erase all of the elements except the text, yeah, and then you just save it in TXT files. So here is how EdTech will appear after you download and install it in your computer. You will have this kind of page. So first you go to Corpus details. All of the files in one folder can be loaded here by clicking the load files here. And then you can type your description of your corpus. And then you can save the corpus. You can use it later after you finish your job. Next, so if you click on the basic search here, it will appear a column and you can type whatever word you want to search the collocation. And then you click basic search here and then it will appear like this. There are two columns. The first column in the left side will appear some instances or examples of the use of the word different. And then if you click on one of the instances here, you can have an example of the whole text, the whole sentences, so that your students can analyze how to use the word different in the right side column. Okay, next, you also can find the collocation of two words in the part of associated word search by typing the first word in the first column, look, and then the second words in the second column, at, for example, look at, and then you can click on the associated word search here, and the result will appear like this one, same as the basic search one. So there will be two columns. The first column will appear the instances or the examples of the usage of the word look at. And then in the right column, you can see the whole text, the whole sentences, if you click on one of the examples here. And then, you can also know how many words in your corpus when you click on the word frequency. Okay, and then, so there are two columns. The left side column will appear lists of words, that is in your corpus. And then the right column will appear the frequency, how many times the words used in your corpus, in your documents. And next, so basically a discipline-specific corpus consists of many documents in the form of text-only files in TXT. It is in the form of research articles because I teach my students how to write research articles. And the research articles are specific to one discipline field of study. And the research articles have already published in reputable international journals. So I think, yeah, it is reliable to be your student sources in learning writing. For example, if I taught my students from biology department, so they already built some discipline-specific corpus like marine biology corpus, plant physiology corpus, plant biotechnology corpus, molecular microbiology corpus, and etc. And then I also did a research how the students use the corpus and concordancing software, how efficient they use it, how succeeded they can get from the corpus and the concordancing software. So the result is the more discipline-specific corpus they use, the more grammatical constraints they can minimize in academic writing. And the significant decrease of the constraints in academic writing can be reached if the participants have positive attitudes and perception towards the use of concordancing software and a discipline-specific corpus. Because sometimes they are lazy to revise their mistake, revise their errors, and they are lazy to aware of their mistakes. So it depends, the success of the writing depends on their attitudes. If they are positive, they have positive attitudes, so they will practice more often, and their mistakes or their errors will be decreased. So I have a recommendation for writers who use concordancing software and a discipline-specific corpus. First, the writers have to get training and practice in constructing a discipline-specific corpus and in consulting with the tool and corpus. And they also have to be aware of mistakes on their writing and have a good perception and attitudes, of course. I would like to have further studies in knowing how they have a good perception and attitudes towards the training and the tool, and how the process of making their own discipline-specific corpus, and how the students' willingness and interest to learn and fix their mistakes in writing. And I also want to know, want to compare the low-level EFL participants and the high-level EFL participants related to their performance in writing, in their success in writing, in consulting with the corpus and the concordancing software. So I think that's all from me. Thank you for your attention. So the topic is more practical. I hope this will give benefit for you. If you have anything you want to ask, you can contact me in this number, or you can email me in this address. Thank you very much for your attention.
Okay, thank you so much. People have been commenting during the presentation, and let me read aloud a few comments, and probably, and there is one question as well. So some people write that, yes, we're using corpus in our classes. They say that it takes a descriptive approach to language study. There are people who have never heard about the use of concordances, so you have opened up new perspectives for them. And I'd like to stress that Rizdika is interested in collaboration and joint research, so please feel free to write, and probably you will be able to explore this area, which seems to be new for you, and use this experience to foster your own research. There is a question from Alexandra Soblova, who writes, how do you make the corpus available to the students? Is it possible to share it? And another question from Evgenia Kotelnikova, who says, is the corpus you use free?
Yeah, so basically, I teach them how to build the corpus by their own. So they have to provide their own corpus, build and provide their own corpus. I only give the knowledge how to build their own corpus. And maybe someday, yeah, I have a dream, yeah. Someday their corpus can be, uploaded in the website of a university. So everybody comes from all around the world can access the corpus, and it will help us in learning English.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Welcome.
There is another question. What other programs for automatic processing of the text did you use?
Another problem, pardon me?
What other software for automatic processing of the text do you use?
Auto text. I just I just open my Microsoft Word, and then, for example, I have the PDF document. So I only copy all the text and then paste it in Microsoft Word. And then I click on Save As, and then I select the plain text. So I select the plain text, and then it will appear a box like, can I show you the way how to, Alex, can I show you the way how to, to transform the file into the TXT file, maybe, from Word?
Well, if you can do it very quickly because the time is running out, or there is another option. What we can do is, I'm sure people can get in touch with you, and we are running a Telegram channel into which we can post the information from you. And I was just going to suggest that we post some information and some links to our Telegram channel. We can post links to free software, stuff like that, and advice from Rizdika, which I'm sure is going to be very, very valuable. Thank you so much. And people are writing thank you. There is a person who writes, what a great presentation, and thank you for your answer.